Yo, you tuning in to Dunking on Sports. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, whatever time you watching this video. It's Dunking on Sports. We bringing you another episode of Tunnel Vision up in here. We straight bringing you this No Rhyme and No Reason Part 2 edition. Yeah, we saying Part 2. People saying we shouldn't count them. Maybe we should count them, maybe not, whatever. But it's just the second edition of the To Be Continue. This is basically an episode where we bring topics off the top of the dome, we discuss them, and we let them fly by. It's no really, you know, rhyme or reason to this joint. It's just whatever topics that we're gonna spit off the top of the head. So the first one is, I know this is late and people gonna be like, well, this isn't even current anymore, but we didn't cover it. So
I wanted to say something.
I mean, we're gonna get in there.
I just know we haven't been on here in a long. It feel like a long time.
We about to say what's up.
It feel like a long time.
This is C Brown. This is Mike. You already know. Let them say hello to the folks. You know, we miss y'all out here.
Yeah, we miss y'all. I feel like it's been a minute.
It's been a minute, yo.
I feel like it's been a minute since y'all have seen us.
Yeah, it's been a minute since y'all seen us. I mean, it was what we dropped all those wrestling videos with RJ Elite with the SummerSlam and everything, and Rob, he was sweet. You know, we out here legacy makers. What?
Maybe we're more professional next time. I felt like I was.
I mean, it was a different event for us too because we don't watch wrestling as much as the people that were in the RJ Elite video. But I mean, we all out here. We trying to make connects. We trying to vibe with y'all different people. So it's YouTubers out here watching our videos. We down for whatever. If you want to do a collab or you want to do a sit-in, whatever the case may be.
Definitely.
Or if you want to call us up and be on the episode and be on voicemail, voice call, whatever to call it. We on that speakerphone. That's the word I'm looking for. But yeah. Michael and Shelly have dropped 2 videos since y'all last saw us on the screen together, and they've definitely been out there doing their thing. Oh, yeah. You know, Michelle's a great, young lady, a great speaker, spokesman, whatever you want to say, of Tunnel Vision. She's our first lady of Tunnel Vision. She's definitely doing her thing. We're going to miss her in our absence in this video, so shout outs to her and all her doings and due diligence and all her, entertainment providings to this show and Tunnel Visions. We appreciate that. But, also, I was out there hitting the Dunking on Sports for the Legacy Maker, doing those videos and not keeping you what's up in the streets with the 2K and the live situation. But it's been good. We got a lot of more people that are on this Tunnel Vision team, and eventually you'll see them funneling through whenever their availability concurs or congruent with everybody else's schedule. That's why we got some videos where you see our faces and some of them that you don't. But I mean, eventually you'll hear all our voices. We're not going to give you names or whatever until they're ready to present themselves because we don't want you to get hyped and then they don't show up or whatever the case may be. Stuff is coming up. Christmas season's coming up. People gonna start getting busy. Thanksgiving's coming up. Stuff like that. Also shout out to one of our homies out there, Brett. He's out there, giving us mad support, representing LA out there. So we appreciate him too. Eventually we're gonna get him on the video, or not on the video, but you'll hear his voice, whatever. But that's definitely one of the people that you're gonna get in the future. He said that he wanna be down. He's one of our dogs. He knows Mike, and I know him. So it's whatever. If y'all know, Tunnel Vision and all of our doings and dealings and all this good gat and nutshell. We out there, man. We got people everywhere. We got a lot of stuff. We got people in LA. We got people in Atlanta, New York, wherever. We out there. Tunnel Vision is out there. But now that we gave you all that, re-welcoming you back to the Tunnel Vision, bringing you back into the love,
bringing you back to
embracing you in there. We're going to drop you off with some of these topics on this No Rhyme, No Reason episode 2, you know what I mean? So the first thing we're going to talk about is the fight. And I know a lot of people saying, yes, I know I said this about 10 minutes ago, but we had no rhyme, no reason, man. There ain't no schedule for this jump. So what I'm saying is, it was nice, could have been better, but it went the way everybody thought it was going to go. Nobody thought it was going to go 10 rounds, but it did.
That was not going to happen. That would have been fun, but no.
I'm not going to say it was fixed. It's just ironic that Mayweather's all his fighters or fighters are his, people that fought before him won their fight, and then he won his fight. So it was like you knew his fighters weren't going to win and then him going to lose. We kind of knew the end result all the way at the end of this joint.
See, I didn't know anything about the card before.
Yeah, like
when we were talking about it in the beginning, I didn't know the card. Other than them,
I didn't know the card either. I don't watch boxing like that. I only watch UFC when when a big fight come up. Definitely, I would have proposed it been like WWE, six rounds in the ring and then 6 rounds in the cage.
That'd be a whole other league then. That'd be some other crazy.
That would have been a whole lot of different contract signings and liability of broken necks and insurance and stuff. So I know they weren't gonna do that, John. But it definitely would have been worth the money. You know what I mean? Because I would love to see it. I still love to see a rematch in the cage if they ever do a rematch.
See, the thing about that, that's wishful thinking. I don't think that's gonna happen.
That's not gonna happen because he's broke the record now. He's 50-0. He's the only boxer that's went 50-0.
His son was talking about him like he's almost done now.
No, he is done. He said he was done. He said it right after the fight. He was like, I'm done.
Yeah, but people say it all the time.
But I mean, he's hungry. He loves money. So if somebody come out there and drop a stack on the table, he gonna come get it.
I'm just because I get it. It'd be like I'm 50-0 and I'm done. Like it would make sense to do that. I don't think he's gonna take the chance at Conor building his stats up, so to speak, coming back and fighting him again, and then he lose. I think that would be something that's not what he wants. So I can imagine the whole like we're gonna shut it down, we chilling, and you saw it. Like he said, his fighters they've won. Like if he could just make business off that, he'd be straight. I mean,
I still wanted to see on a side note. I still wanted to see Conor McGregor slam Mayweather in the fight because there's a couple of times he threw his back to him, and it's like, dude, you do know in my profession, if you throw your back to me, that's all fair game. Like, are you going down? Like, I'm putting over scooping dude right to the ground. You're getting slammed. So I would have liked to see that, John, even though there's no rules against slamming in boxing. So I don't know how they would have handled that. I don't know if they would have disqualified him for that or whatever the case may be. They probably would have disqualified him because when Mike Tyson bit that dude's ear off, I think they stopped the fight. So I think if they would have slammed him, they would have either charged him like 2 rounds or something, or they would have stopped the fight. But that definitely would have made it even though, because then, being slammed on your head ain't easy to recover from.
I wanted to see a real KO.
But I think that's another reason they ain't want to see a real KO is because
I think it was definitely playing that nobody was gonna really get
UFC
KO'd.
is real barbaric, and he's been knocked down before, and been on the floor tussling, wrestling, grappling, hitting, and all that stuff. I think if he would have hit the ground, that would have pissed him off, and he would have got up and knocked Mayweather out.
But I think that I wanted to see that, but we kind of knew that wasn't gonna happen. It's just like that. It was such a big fight, and I don't think sometimes when you have a fight that big, sometimes you don't want to see, like they don't want to like show that outcome for either person. Like I think it would have been interesting to see a knockout on either side, but it would have been kind of bad for both of them. It would have been bad to see. Also, one thing I was thinking about is like, not to water down UFC because I know it's a barbaric sport. I'll probably never step in a UFC ring because I just ain't got enough. I ain't got enough man in there for that. I thought it was going. I thought we was gonna go, man.
I'm just saying because I think if he would have got knocked down, that would have definitely set Mayweather up because if you pay attention to UFC fights, there's a lot of standstill, if that makes any sense. Because when you're in these grappling and you're in these locks, even though you're still locking somebody up, it's giving you time to slow down and regulate your breathing. I think him being knocked down and laying on the floor for an 8 count, that would have gave him too much breath.
I think he would have
got up and rocked that dude.
I think it would have humbled both of them in a certain way. The only thing about it is like Mayweather had like this. He seemed calm.
Well, he was calm because he was in his element. We knew he was going to be calm.
But
if he was in the cage, his ass wouldn't be calm.
The only thing about it is, like, I saw that he was, like, based off what we saw, because we didn't get to partake in it, like, the exact way we had planned. Yeah. But,
money was too high out there. People was trying to pinch people's legs.
We got we got the news.
Yeah, we got it. We got the news. We got to see it how we saw it.
That's all that matters. Don't ask us no other questions.
Don't ask any questions. That was tunnel vision. We got the way. We brought you the news, whatnot. But speaking of like health and breathing, shout outs to your man Tucci out there. He in the hospital or he might be getting out by now.
Lil Wayne.
Yes. A lot of medical issues going on, man. Like God keeps knocking on his door. I think you need to start paying attention.
Well, I think that it goes back to the drug use thing that we had talked about. Because I remember I had this conversation with my sister a long time ago. Like, I remember seeing, like, the Carter documentary. Remember that when he was making the Carter Theory? Yeah. And then, like, it was, like, from before the Carter Theory all the way to the... And I was like, this is, like, some This Is It type shit. The shit was scary to watch. Like, when I was watching it, I was like, this is, like, some type of shit you play, and it's, like, you get some ironic news afterwards. And then, and I remember that didn't happen. I mean, he ended up going to jail and all that stuff. But that was sad. But it was just, like, I think this... For him, like, he's such a good artist, and I feel like his last few years and the last few months, like, in his career has not been the best because...
Thanks to Birdman.
Yeah, thanks to the Birdman, Cash Money, Young Money situation. So I think that what happens to me is, like, I don't think anybody should think any less of Lil Wayne. I think Lil Wayne is a legend in his own right. He's definitely a legend. You can't.
No, I'm not disowning his legendary status, but I know a lot of people will though.
I know, yeah. Well,
for the simple fact of how this debacle is going between Birdman and plus his earlier career, because I know people that actually, with hands down, don't like Wayne. They've never liked Wayne.
Yeah, I know. But the thing about it is, I just don't want him to go unappreciated and something bad happened to him, and then everybody who's sitting there saying these things are like, "Oh, he's the greatest. You're right." And they have to go back. You know what I mean? I hate that. I hate that type of stuff. I really do hate that stuff.
But it all comes down to you got to take heed, man. Like, you got to take care of yourself. Like, he has kids out there, the ones that we know about and the ones we don't. He needs to take care of himself. Like, Fat Joe, he's turned his life around. He's not Fat Joe anymore. He's like...
He's just Joe. Joe with money, Joe.
Excuse my French, thicker Joe. I mean, he's not big, but he's still a big dude. You know what I mean? He's losing weight. So is big Mr. Rick Ross out there. He's losing weight. Like, he went to the hospital. Yeah. He's taking heed. Like, yeah, he's still out there.
Shout out to all the pair.
Shout out to Wingstop. Let's get some free wings up in this joint.
Yeah, shout out to all the pair in the Wingstop.
But I'm just saying, it's like they take
the Rick Ross diet.
Probably so, man.
Wingstop.
I mean, you got to get the lemon pepper. But I'm just
cool.
They took heed of that joint. Like, yeah, they still in the limelight. They're still famous. So I mean, your lifestyle is going to be more reckless than a middle class citizen. But it's like, yo, dial it back some, son. It's like, yo, I understand you in the limelight. There's a lot of different things that come across your table that a normal person wouldn't receive or have come across their table. But it's like, you gotta be aware of these things.
I know. No, you're correct. The thing about it is, on a serious note, because I'm trying not to really make no, jokes about it, really, because it's not really a funny matter.
It's not a funny matter, but I mean,
it's telling, and it's like, it gets to the point where it gets real, and something might sound like you're trying to be funny but sarcastic, but like honestly, I understand maybe mentally what he's going through now, maybe more than that time frame. I'm talking about like from that documentary. That's almost 10 years ago now. Yeah. Isn't that hard to believe? It's crazy, right?
It's crazy.
And then, but all this has been like a 10-year struggle, almost, like off and on. Not in jail, obviously.
But I mean, he's been battling with a lot of demons, like with his whole family situation and like drugs, and then him losing friends and losing family members.
But I think what really affects him right now is somebody who has seen like that story of like what happens to artists and stuff when you read about them. Yeah, it's like from anything, not music, just anything. It's like that whole. Like, he has been having difficulties putting out his actual music and his stuff out. And I think that might actually play a role in, like, well, if all he has is art...
like, overusing drugs or, like, abusing it?
Yeah, because of, like, maybe, like, he doesn't feel like he's adequate as an artist. Like, his artistry is not being put together or being presented after he's, like, put his whole heart into it. I'm pretty sure some of these... I think it can cause a level of depression or a level where somebody's going to be like, well... And you can dive back into that type of shit, and it can make you feel like it's like...
And then also another thing that a lot of people are not paying attention to or they're not really speaking of, I'm pretty sure he's catching a lot of backstage or behind the scenes flack or backlash from his Young Money crew, because it's like all these people is losing money and getting cut out of deals and getting their money hold up because you and Birdman's beef. So it's like, I know some of these people he's losing friendships with. Because the only two people that said they still ride or die, or the three, I should say, or maybe four.
It's a few of them.
It's Mac Main.
Yeah, of course.
Little Twist, Drake, and then Nicki. And then we'll throw in a 5, Gutta Gutta. But all the rest of them, like Little Chucky, Corey Guns,
Corey Guns been gone,
Chanel,
right?
I don't know. I'm just going
off
from the last time I remember.
Pictures of Chanel, I don't know about Chanel.
But I'm just saying, there's not been any clear indication that she's okay with their debacle or how the money's being handled.
I wonder how
their stuff is being held.
I wonder how murky it was for them when they came into it.
What do you mean, like coming to face that they
like when they came into the label? I wonder how murky it was then, because a lot of these people the people who seem the strongest about it don't seem too surprised.
Well, that's because they got strong careers, so they can like care less. They're like, their boat is still gonna float. Some of these people, their careers weren't that strong, so it's like, yo, we're sinking. So I can see that point, but man, like this is all our tunnel vision on this joint. We ain't gonna drown the situation. Yeah. This is all our opinions and stuff. You can Google this stuff. You can look on YouTube. There's all kinds of stories out there. Academics is definitely covering this subject as well. There's a lot of people out there talking about this joint. Hot New Hip Hop, the website that's covering the joint. So it's like, I'm just saying. There's a lot of news out here. So if you don't believe what we saying or you don't believe in our tunnel vision, there's other avenues out there. more information. So it's like
this what we do it right here.
Like we reading these articles that y'all may be reading, and then we put our own thought processes.
Don't take what we're saying completely and create your opinion off of what we're saying. We are investigating and quote unquote reading and doing everything.
Like, we're trying to read between the lines just like you are.
So so that's the thing. You guys pay attention, and if you figure out,
we're just trying to voice the opinions that y'all may have out there in the world that you're silent about, or you don't have an avenue where you can tell your views or put your views out there. We're speaking for you. So if you put stuff in the comment, you hit that like button, you hit that subscribe button out there, and you give it to us, we'll give it back to the community and give it out to the people so your voices can be heard. Yeah. Also, if you wanted to be shouted out for your compliment or your comment or whatever, like you want to get credit for the jump, let us know. Just tell us in the comment, like, look, this is my thought, and shout me out. We'll do that jump.
We'll do that jump.
But you got to let us know so we can tell people that jump. But we here for y'all.
We here for y'all. And the only thing just to close up that topic is just we hope the best for.
I mean, no, hold on. We're gonna take it one further. We anybody that's involved with that situation, in it or either out of it, dealing with Lil Wayne, meaning his health, his money, his lawyership, all that stuff. Anything that's involved in that circle, like everything, like Young Money, Cash Money. I hope all that junk gets resolved. I hope everything turns out fine. I hope everything comes back on the up and up. And if people need to part their ways, I hope it's done respectfully and done honestly. And like he said, that's done with that topic. So. Next topic is saying that it's still hot on these streets.
What is that?
Is Defenders, and we talked about this before, but we're gonna put a little spin on it. Video games, like when movies or cartoons used to come out or whatever the case may be, one of the marketing schemes was a video game with it.
I remember that.
So will these Defender characters get a video game, or will they be in a video game, or will they be in not like a video game based on them, but be in a Marvel video game? And another question, will the actors' voices be in it?
Okay, so this is twofold.
Yeah.
I feel like the actors would definitely show up. There's not that much to say. If anything...
I mean, depending on if it's the full game based on them to flush them out, the nigga, it's going to be a whole script.
Yeah, no, it's going to be good.
Or will the likeness be used as well? Let's talk about that. Because we talked about that with the toys as well.
I think the thing about the way they do these... Because Marvel did a deal, I want to say, sometimes last year, that he talked about at the beginning of this year, which is like this... They basically have like an idea to do a universe of games, but just like straight games. They have nothing to do with movies, but like a universe, like spin-offs and stuff like that. I think that was always something that they always should have done. The best thing we've ever gotten... that were like a universe of Marvel games. Cause I'm just going to Marvel. I'll go into other stuff too. But I remember like the jump from X-Men Legends to Marvel Ultimate Alliance. Like that was like, okay, you saw that and that turned into that. That was cool. I think it'd be cool to see them in a game. I think it'd be cool to see the game of the miniseries. I watched the miniseries. I'm pretty sure it might be too late now to do that, and I was like, this would have been cool as a game because I could see how you could turn it into something where it was like like them Tall Tale games where it's like you do what you want to do, but instead of like the outcome, you like pick the person and you could follow the story through the person and then switch over and basically have all these. Because I could see that when we was watching the miniseries, like it was a lot of stuff happening at the same time. Yeah. But it was the way it was edited. You just thought it was like. This and this and this and this, but when you realize it was like so much going on, and I think it'd be cool for that. So let me for Defenders, that'd be cool.
Also, sidebar to kind of
the other one.
We got you. Don't keep it right there.
I got it.
Matrix was perfect at doing this because they had the movies and they had the animations and they had the video game, and all of it played an intricate part of telling this elaborate story.
Yeah, because Enter the Matrix had the actual it was actually still directed by them.
So it was
the actors there. It was like
so all this pieced
together. Yeah,
so it can be done.
It can be done. I think that the reason they don't do that anymore, and this goes back to the question, which is the question that was the second to the Defenders particularly, would be I think that what happens now is like I look at things, I see a little bit like I don't really know that much about the economy, but I can tell sometimes I feel like they would think that it's a waste of money these days. They think it might be a waste of money.
I don't know. It's big business.
It's big business. It's big business to make a game, but I think we're so caught up on games that do so well on their own, we want to see movies of those games, and I think that's why we don't get games based on movies as much.
True.
There were a few games that were supposed to be made that I wish were made that were never made. Like, they're supposed to make a Dark Knight game.
It's supposed to be a Gears of War game. Still waiting for that.
Yeah, I also
movie.
Yeah. So yeah, I remember they were supposed to make a Dark Knight game, and I remember playing the Batman Begins game. People forget about that game. That game was actually pretty good. I remember there was supposed to be a Dark Knight game that didn't happen. I think it might have had something to do with Heath Ledger, but I don't think so because it would already been done. But I think what happens now is like all the marketing goes into other things. Like there's so much social media now. There's so many things. Like if you can put $10 million into social media, that's stronger than putting $10 million into telling EA to make a game, Electronic Arts to make a game for people to want to see the movie. And a lot of times what happens with these games, especially in the later years, and not even some of the games that are not the best games based on movies. I'm going off movies because movies is quick. I get you can make a game off a TV show because you can just make this is an extended episode and this is it. But I think what happens is that sometimes it kind of spoils the film. Like I remember certain games, you play games and it's like all the cutscenes were in the movie. So it was like I finished the game and the game comes out on Tuesday. I don't need to go see the movie. I've seen like 80% of the movie in the game. So it's like I feel like that kind of like that plays a role. I think more movie properties should just start making games. Also,
another thing to point out that I don't know if you know, but would Luke Cage be able to have his likeness in a Defenders game or as a Defender in a Marvel game for the simple fact that he plays Spartan Locke in the Halo joints, in the new ones, the new trilogy that they're coming 5, 6, and 7.
I think that they will work it out. They can slightly edge it up. It's just
it all depends on the what's it called, the contract.
Yeah.
Because we don't know all the fine print.
Yeah, I think they could do that. I think it's just it becomes.
But he does an excellent job in Halo.
No, yeah, I think that it all can be done. I just think that the problem or the reason why we don't get those games anymore or as often as we used to as children, because there's so many other ways the money can be moved, and there's so many cheaper ways to make you like be invested. Because I think of a game now and I'm like, what movie would I want a game of? And there's a few.
Yeah, there's a few.
You know, a game I wish like
I wouldn't mind seeing King Kong as a video game again because that movie was sweet.
Yeah, I remember that there's a few games that go under the radar that people forget. They're actually great games, but they fall under the shadow of the movie. The Uncaged, which is the rated M X-Men Origins game that was rated M for Xbox 360. I think it came out on PS3. I think maybe just Xbox. I think it might have been that early in the time frame. But that game was cool for what it was. It fell under the movie was bad. So a lot of it is, I think what happens is it's predicated on the reception of the movie too. Because if you drop a game on Tuesday and the movie comes out on Friday, back in that time, remember that was like the time dates or whatever?
Yeah.
It's
still relevant to now. Like games drop on Friday, movies drop on Friday. Or
now at the same time, they switched it. Yeah,
depending on summertime.
Yeah, I was just going back to the old.
And then Tuesday, usually CDs and movies.
Yeah. So I remember back then it was like that. So you get a movie, and somebody's like that movie's trash. Like they might have been a great game, and I feel like there's movies that were bad and they're great games, but the connotation of it is just like.
But there's a lot of movies that made whack movies, but the games were great. Like Prince of Persia, horrible. The new Assassin's Creed movie, confusing as hell. But speaking on video games, as we diving into this whole video game joint, we out here trying to give you our best tunnel vision of this whole situation. How how they're rebooting all these TV shows? Why don't they reboot some of these video games? Like we got all these new graphics and stuff like that. So it ain't like you got to start from scratch. You just got to update the graphics to our new system because like you got the Nintendo Switch, and I think that whole concept is sweet. Like you can play and then pick it up and then go. That junk is hot.
That's low key. Like I mean, I get it. I'm a fan of Sony games. Like I've had a PSP, PS2 in my room, PS1 in my room, PS3, all that stuff, but. the Switch, just going off what you said.
Yeah,
I think the Switch is like the most
a sweet concept.
It's so much sweeter than any of the other concepts.
But it ain't got the graphical power to handle PS4 or the Xbox X.
Nintendo does that though all the time.
I mean, because their systems are geared towards more kids, but they even revented or reamped or re-brought back some games because they brought back Shaq Fu, or they're bringing it back.
Yeah, I saw that, and then another game that
Bomberman they brought back. That joke is sweet.
PlayStation brought back Crash Bandicoot.
Yep, the Sonic series got re-released on the systems.
Yeah, I think that it's cool to see reboots.
All the Need for Speed Undergrounds, I would love to see them reamped and brought back out because those joints are sweet.
I think that it's cool to see reboots.
The NBA Street Series, bring all them joints back. That joint sweet. Fight for New York, Def Jam.
Some of these games, because of the engines of these games back then, I think some of these engines of some of these games should just be one game. Like, I think when you say bring back NBA Street, I don't think you need to bring back 1, 2, and 3. I think you should just need to bring back a game with all the courts, all the players from all 4.
But I mean,
and then be like,
if we gonna make it, we gonna make it.
And then do it like that. Well, no, I'm saying you could still play it, but
down in the comments, tell us which was your favorite of the NBA Streets.
That's an easy one.
I'm listening.
It's 2.
Okay, yes, 2 was definitely. I think 2 was 1,
Like
right there. 3 was 3. 1 was a close 2, and then 4 was right in the middle of all of them. Because the only thing that was wrong with 4 home court is that they had no commentator.
Yeah, no, it became too much like they were trying to do street hoops.
No.
3 looked like
that double dunk was stupid.
No. Volume 3 looked like street hoops. It was like the same color. It was like that.
Oh yeah,
it was like that brownish looking color, and I was like, "What the fuck is this?" I was like, I didn't like that. I was like, y'all know what y'all are. Y'all are some colorful.
But they had to compete because they had Street Hoops coming out. Then they had what was coming out of their time? Street Hoops was coming out of their joint. You had NBA Ballers was coming out at that time.
Yeah. And then 2K had it starting to revamp their whole version of the playground.
So it's like you had a lot of street ball games. NBA Jam was trying to make a comeback at that point. So it's like you had a lot of street ball games at that point fighting for a spot. But it's like right now, the market is open for that joint. The only game you got out there is kind of street ballish. It's NBA Playgrounds that's on Xbox One and PlayStation 4 Marketplace. But that's the only street ball game out there.
Yeah. I think that
it can be done though.
It can be done.
They reboot TV shows like it's nothing. And even times they be rebooting shows that we don't even want rebooted.
They do that all the time.
That's what I'm saying. They can bring these games back.
Did you see the Magic School Bus trailer today?
Yo, hold on. You not about to disrespect Magic School Bus. That joint was a classic. It raised me.
Did you see it?
No, I ain't see it, but I know it's gonna be classic.
It's disrespectful.
Just like they brought Bill Nye Science Guy back. Tell me you ain't watched that dude.
That's a person.
It's still a show.
No, man. See, this is what I'm trying to tell you.
It's still a show.
Did you look at the animation? Did you
they bring back Barney too. You don't see me gangbanging on Barney.
First of all, Barney's legit, but I'm saying.
Ooh, so you trying to tell me that Bill Nye the Science Guy and Mr. What was we talking about? Magic School Bus. It ain't on the same level as Barney?
No, I didn't say that.
All right, that's what I was asking.
No.
Okay.
You're not listening. No, you're not. This is what I'm saying. You're not listening. This is what I'm saying. Did you see the animation for it?
No, I didn't.
I didn't see
nothing. I ain't seen nothing.
It looks cheap as shit. It looks like a piece of shit. They have a.
All right, first of all, look.
It starts off.
You get a little too heavy. It's a cartoon. It's children.
But I'm saying this. I'm just looks like shit. I'm still probably watching it. I'm still watching it. Did you watch it?
No, I didn't. I'm making it real clear. No, I did not see it, and I'm pretty sure when I watch it, I'll agree with you. But to the simple facts that the base level, the foundation of it is magic.
No, I'm not. No, I get it. No. I'm not dissing that shit. I'm saying there are good shows. There are good shows out here, and there's shows out here that can be rebooted and all that stuff, and that's great. But what's happening is like, I was looking at that shit and I was like, what the fuck is this? Because when I saw it, I was like,
obviously, y'all need to go look at this trailer because he's bothered by this. I have not seen it. I'll watch it the second we finish making it.
It's just shit. It's just bothered. It's just shit that didn't make any sense. Like when I saw the trailer, they were like, "Are you our teacher?"
But you know,
they was like, "Are you our teacher?" And then she said, "No, my sister is your new teacher." Why do you need to show that? Why can't the lady who's playing the sister just play Miss Frizzle? Why would you?
Because you had to kill her off, dog. Literally, she should be like 200 years old by now.
It's a cartoon. It's the same kid.
Oh my goodness, this is not The Simpsons. This is not Family Guy.
It look like shit.
People got to graduate. They got to evaluate. They got to they got to retire. All that good stuff.
I wish I could show it to you.
All right, hold on. Speaking of screw ups here, how do y'all feel about this Kyrie Irving Isaiah Thomas trade? It's been a clusterfuck out there. Excuse my French, but
you switched the whole shit.
I'm just saying, we sitting here talking about snafus and stuff. I need to bring that up because I know people are paying attention to it. There's a snafu out there in the world. I'm gonna point it out. I'm gonna get my tunnel vision on it. You know what I'm saying? So for all y'all sports heads out there, John, we gonna get back into this Magic School Bus thing. But before I lose this, John, what I'm saying is, okay, I don't have love for Kyrie Irving, and it's not no disrespect to him, to his game or whatnot, but it's just other point guards that I prefer to watch and, to like and whatnot. Westbrook, Damian Lillard, John Wall, Isaiah Thomas, just to name a few. But I have no malice against either one of them. I just think that both teams gave up on both of their point guards too easy. They seem, unloyal to their point guards, trading them off like this. So I think in both ways the teams were both wrong.
What's the money behind this deal?
Man, I'm not a calculator. I can't. I'm just saying they got Cleveland got 3 players and 2 picks. Yeah, they got 3 players. 3 players, 2 picks for 1 player that Boston got. So it's like, how disrespectful is that? So Isaiah Thomas, he gets traded in a package, but you're trying to tell me Kyrie's so sweet that he doesn't get traded in a package? That was disrespectful off rip.
That's the thing you can.
Then you started burning this man's jersey, Isaiah Thomas' jersey, not knowing that the deal wasn't complete yet. So you're like, oh, crap, we might have to send them back. So now Boston's like, what else can we give Cleveland? Because we can't bring them back. People started burning their jersey. They, quote unquote, started disowning this man. So they was like, oh crap. Then I know 2K started shaking in their boots because they was like, if I had to change this cover one more time, I'm going to fire him. And I'm talking about Kyrie. What? I was getting a little roughed up.
I can't talk about educating the children through a magic bus. And
I'm just saying.
No. I'm not changing it back. I'm going back to what you said.
I'm just saying.
As an outsider looking at it, sports is your thing. Do y'all see me in them jumps? Y'all don't see me in them jumps. Anyway, I don't be there.
He was in the wrestling joint. I want to hear that.
Yeah, but
and he filmed that joint when I was in the truck doing the first Kyrie reporting.
I won't.
So he was there. He was present.
I was there. No, yeah, I get that.
He be editing behind the scenes, so he's always there. Trust me, you ain't got to see Mike to know Mike there.
I know. But what I was gonna say is
Mega Mike
doesn't. I like that. Doesn't all this like, and I'm looking at it literally as somebody who doesn't pay attention all the time. Mm-hmm. But doesn't this NBA like. The NBA this season, when it comes down to like this trade and move people around, this shit seemed kind of fucking shaky this season to me.
Well, it's already shaky because the whole East has been empty out. Everybody on the West now, so it's like the East is gonna be up. It's gonna be Cleveland versus Boston anyway, so it doesn't matter how many players. So
hold on. You said the West.
It's got heavy. Everybody's that way.
Everybody's on the West, and the East is emptied out.
Yeah, these 2 teams, I promise you, mark my words. Record this moment right here. Boston and Cleveland gonna be in the Eastern Conference Finals against each other, and we gonna be debating the same topic. Like, why did y'all switch players? Because all you did is do nothing. These same players are gonna still be playing against each other. It don't matter what color jersey you're on. You can take the jerseys off. You're still gonna be playing against each other. It don't matter. It's gonna come down to coaching and who's gonna man up. Point blank.
I'm thinking of it on a whole nother plane.
Okay, go ahead.
Because I'm just like, I don't know. I just wonder what the politics is going on with like that. Because they
already made it lopsided. Because the West has always been the stronger coast for some odd reason. It's always been that way. But now it's got out of hand. Because Paul George went over there. Jimmy Butler went over that joint. Paul Millsap went over that joint. Like, everybody is running to the West. For whatever reason, I don't know. Maybe they're trying to dethrone Golden State. But you know what? It's not going to happen that way. Because it's going to be 8 teams on the West when it comes to the playoffs. And one of those 8 teams is going to be Golden State. So, what is it? 7 of y'all gonna have to make it through each other to just get to Golden State. So we already know if Golden State doesn't have any tremendous injuries, they're gonna be in the Western Conference Finals. So whoever ends up there with them, depending on whoever falls in between, they're gonna have to face them. So it's like only one of y'all is gonna face them. Why didn't y'all stay on the East, try to knock Cleveland out because their team is super weaker than Golden State? Make it there, at least get to the championship and go for it. Why? Why would you want to go to the West? It doesn't make any sense to me here, people. I don't understand. But we're going to get off that high horse. I can talk about that jump for hours. Another thing we're going to get into is they've been dropping a lot of, prelude footage about this 2K situation. And it's coming down to the point where the 8th, they dropped the new demo. They dropped the demo for everybody to play the 2K demo. And I've watched these videos, and these videos are definitely out there. You can watch them. You can, research them and whatnot. I wasn't impressed. Like all the neighborhood stuff looks sweet. The courts look sweet. Everything looks just lovely, dog. It looks great. The story looks rushed. It looks unpolished. It doesn't look like it's done by a professional, like it's been done with the dude that did Fruitvale Station and Spike Lee. It looked like it's somebody.
Was the Spike Lee joke good?
Yeah, it was good. But this story doesn't look like it's written by anybody famous or somebody that knows how to grasp the concept and the feeling behind basketball and the grit. Like it just looked like somebody they found somebody in the 2K office that could write a good, something to tie everything in.
I'm gonna look into that. I want
to look into basically to tie in what they were trying to make.
Yeah, like they did on the back end.
Yeah, they were just like, all right, this is what we're doing this year. We're making the playground. We're reamping. The My Career. We're not calling it Park no more. We're calling it the Neighborhood. We're gonna make it feel like GTA. Who can write a story to tie in what we're doing here? They didn't go out and find a story and then was like, all right, let's build off that. He's got a great vision. Well, so it's like they definitely did it on the back end, and I don't like it. I'm gonna say one more thing on this joke, and I'm gonna let you loose. What?
I'm talking about this.
I don't know. I understand. Yeah. But also on live, the characters look real. Like the created characters look real. Like it looks like when you make a created character without scanning your face, if you just make a generic created player, it looks like you could possibly run into this person in Walmart or Food Line or something. Like just run into this person like, oh snap! Did I see you on live? Like on 2K, when you make a created character, it looks like you're never gonna run into this person. It looks so, I wouldn't say cartoony. Cartoon is not the word, but it looks so unrealistic. It doesn't look like you would ever meet this fake person anywhere, like accidentally, or even like when you see somebody when you got to take a double take. Not even that. So it's like it's a lot of things gonna go on. Also, they talking about VC can only get you up to an 85. So again, they're forcing you to play the park. Also, another thing that they're doing is if let's say you unlock a tattoo or whatnot, they you unlock it, but you have to get your players leveling or grade up to put it on certain body parts of your body. Like they doing too much. I'm so glad I vowed to not play their game for 2 years to get their life together, to get everything correct. I'm gonna rock with this live. They both come out next week on the 15th, so we definitely gonna see. And you know what's gonna kill 2K? If they servers ain't right. Go ahead, hit the mic, bro. I'm done. I need breath.
I agree with you, but you sound like when you talk about live, you sound like
Don't call me Stephen A. Smith. What you about to do?
No. You sound like Malcolm Red after he converts to Islam.
Cut it out.
Okay, so what I'm gonna say is this. I'm just playing devil's advocate. I don't really know.
I mean, you can do what you want.
Everything about it, but based on what you're saying, based on what we had conversations about before, 2K is changing a lot of like the gameplay, right? Yeah, the gameplay is changing a lot.
Yeah, the mechanics and everything.
Way more than last year.
Way more
tremendous. Way more than the year before that, right?
Tremendous.
Well, that makes sense.
It's a reamp to the fullest.
Okay, so with that being said, I can imagine how
them servers gonna make this junk crash, dog.
But I'm thinking on the other end because I'm just thinking out of it from the end of the business side of it. It's like they didn't have time. Like I think it's not with Rush, but I think what happened was the story wasn't important.
The thing is evident.
The thing about it, I think when you do something like that, you change the gameplay, you change the whole, like you're rebooting it basically.
You're reamping the whole My Career situation in the field.
Yeah, so I think what that comes is like,
and they only did this in a year.
Yeah, and we're not, and I think they're like, we're not trying to make cool stories. Because I think at the end of the day, like,
they're trying to make it fun because that's where live is killing them.
I got you. Hold on.
Two things is because they're fun and they're servers.
Yeah, what I was going to say is, I think what's happening with that is that because they need to push the changes, they have to center the story around you changes. So you got to be like, oh, this is dope. And like what happened, it seems like it's happening with it, is like they didn't have enough time. Because I felt like we saw like...
It's too many changes from year to year.
It's too much stuff going on.
For all these changes to be happening at once.
1 year. And I think
I understand.
And that's what happened. And I think that's what happened is it became about elevating the gameplay. And I use that
in the atmosphere,
of the game and all that.
And they're forcing people to play Park. I want to know, why are you forcing Park on people?
I don't know.
Why? Because when 2K started this whole my career journey and going down this path, it was an equal balance. Like you could play the Park or not. You can play the NBA
I think it was just a victim.
Then they threw in Pro-Am. You could play or not. Now they're forcing you to play these other games, game types.
This is what I think happened. That the problem is the way Live did it. Live knew that could take a break.
Yeah, and then Live was giving us freedom.
And they can take a break and you can like perfect it. 2K can't perfect things. So what happens is...
And they can't take a day off.
And 2K can't take a year off. 2K can't take a year off. They'll never take a year off. And up to this point, not enough has changed in the previous 2K games for them to to change it. Because you remember how Madden used to do that? Madden used like every 3 years be like, oh, this shit is some completely different shit. And then it'll stay the same. And then basically the back end, like... You would basically get a continuation. You would basically get like Madden trilogies where you would get like 07, 08, and 09 were like the same game. Then 10 came out. It was some number like that. I don't remember the exact numbers, but you could see like when they would break it. And 2K
games and then retire the
whole thing. Yeah, and that's the thing about it is I think that what happened is they're trying to keep up. They might be fucking scared, man.
They are. They're definitely playing scared for the simple fact that they brought out Pro-Am last year, but Live is giving you a real Pro-Am. They're giving you the teams. They're giving you the jerseys. They're giving you the name of the leagues. They're giving you courts that you could actually go to, visit, shoot, and play basketball on virtually and non-virtually.
I've always liked Live better.
I mean, everybody used to play Live because 2K didn't exist until Dreamcast came out.
Yeah, I know. And I remember playing
And when it came out for Dreamcast, that joint was sketchy at best.
It was sketchy because I was like, what is this sus version of...
Prime example, the NFL 2K didn't even make it. Madden had to buy it from them so they couldn't. So it's like, I don't want to hear that EA can't do great things because Madden has took over the NFL world. So I firmly believe that if they put their forth effort and they throw out some money, take some of them 2K people and take that joint, buy the rights. You already got the WNBA in that joint, and 2K hasn't said that they're bringing out the WNBA, but Live, go for it. I'm rooting for you, dog. Ain't nobody else doing it, so I'll do it.
I'm gonna get you a tambourine with the side of it.
Look, first of all, we ain't going tabernacle in here, bro.
The image is gonna be the EA Sports Network. Hitting that joint. Anyway, no, I think what happens is like, I think they're trying to. It's like they're trying to when I look at it,
they're trying to boost the fun factor by doing this GTA.
And I never got caught up in that. The whole thing is like for me, I always thought that Live was like a great fun game. Remember I told you that?
Yeah, even when we playing the demo, to this day it's still fun.
Like I played the demo with you.
Yeah.
And I remember when we played 2K, like the first time we played 2K, this was a while ago. And I remember like I didn't feel like it was fun. Like when you lose, you don't feel like it was fun. You just be like, because it becomes so scientific like that. It's like you trip up once, like you don't make nothing. Yeah. And that's it. Like your game is over. Like when you're losing the game when you play 2K. Yeah. And the thing is, when we play Live, I was like, this is fun because I don't really know. Yeah. And it was like,
you feel like it's no hope in 2K. If you're down by Live, you're like, I'm about to take this L.
This shit is over.
And Live, when you go down, you can, if you're playing online with some people and you got the headset on, you can rally the troops and be like, yo, let's get this, dog.
Yeah. And that's the thing about it.
On 2K, it's like,
I think 2K is becoming too much of
a business transaction.
It's becoming too much of a let me think of a game.
They're focusing more on E-League now.
You remember how like a Barbie game would be for girls, where it's just like a whole bunch of like fluff that doesn't mean anything. Like Barbie can put her hair in a bun. Barbie can put this on. Like that's what we playing. That's what it looks like. It's turning into like basically you're playing Sims with fucking basketball added to it. That's what you're playing on 2K. So, and I don't think that's I don't even get caught up in that shit anyway.
I don't know. They even raised the prices on the packages here. It's $60 for the regular. Then it's $100 for the legendary, and then legendary gold is $150. Like, dog, I don't understand. It's like, why am I paying this game triple over? Like, what are you giving me that I gotta pay triple the price? Then Live drops the bomb where it's like, yo, we giving you this game for $40. Come at me. It's like, dog, if let's say it does bomb and it does not amount to 2K, but then 2K servers is whack, I only spent $40. So I'm only losing $40 instead of losing $150. I lose $40 any day before I lose $150.
To be honest with you,
if we talking about money,
the legacy, no pun intended, the legacy of what Live has done to me trumps like the legacy of 2K.
It's true.
To me, in my mind.
It wouldn't be a 2K if Live never paved the way for it.
It would not.
It wouldn't have.
Because I remember it was like all cool. Like, I remember like...
The cover athletes was sweet. Even though it wasn't like the best cover art, when you got a cover athlete, you felt like you wanted to keep it.
Yeah.
Like, I know people right now that got PS2 covers going back with all the covers. Like, going back, like, with all their favorite covers. How many 2K covers do you keep?
You don't, because
how many games do you keep?
You know why?
Because it becomes
because whatchamacallit was on like the first 4. Remember
Iverson?
Yeah. It was like, oh, another picture of Iverson. How is his
Then
braids?
they did it with Shaq. They did it a couple times with Shaq. Then a couple times with Ben Wallace.
Shaq is this year.
They did a whole bunch with Kobe.
Yeah, Shaq is this year too.
Yeah, he's a legendary joint.
Yeah, he's both. He's like got the what on and then a joint on. He got the 2 joints on.
I appreciate y'all watching this video. I know we've been doing a lot of ranting, but it's definitely no rhyme and no reason. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, share it with a friend, leave a comment. I'm going to let Michael drop this last topic. We're going to discuss it, and then we're going to send y'all home for the evening or the afternoon, morning, whenever you watch it. I don't know, whatever come off your head, there's no rhyme, no reason. Whatever you want to discuss right now, we're going to just drop whatever comes out, the first thing that come out your mind that you want to talk about, brother. What's up on your heart?
Oh, what's up on my heart?
On your heart.
On my heart. Man, you put me on the spot.
Man,
you messing up the video.
I mean, it ain't no messing up the video. What do you think? Anything you want to talk about Defenders? You want to talk about? You say you watch Luke Cage and Defenders and stuff will be missed.
Oh, okay.
Bring it to me.
Going back to that, because
Okay.
you said an extra spin of that, and we didn't really get to that.
All right.
I'm really proud of what they're doing, and I didn't look at it. The first time we watched it, it was rushed, and the first time I watched it, we watched it, and we were
just jamming in there.
We were just jamming in and doing a whole bunch of extra stuff, and it kind of was like. It was a lot, like,
we didn't get intimate with that joint.
And I rewatched it twice in the last week.
It's only 8 episodes. We should not be able to watch it. How many times did you watch it in 2 weeks, 3 weeks? It's too short. He shouldn't have been able to watch it that many times in 2 weeks, 1 week.
It's too short for that.
It's too
but
ridiculous. There's too many characters that y'all jammed in that Defender show. I'm sorry. It's too many people in that Defender show for y'all to be jamming in the 8 episodes. There's too much going on.
No, I rewatched it. And it was funny because I kind of was in the fence about the length of the episodes. I rewatched that. And then I rewatched Luke Cage, and I went back and then rewatched it again. And I was like, damn. These kind of like, why do I need all these extra episodes of Luke Cage? That shouldn't really like...
Don't you talk about my man Luke Cage,
I'm
man.
not talking about the homie. I'm not talking about him like that on his show. I'm saying like a medium in between that 8 and 13. That's what they need to start doing, man. That whole like 13 shit. Cause I was like, oh, cause basically you get 2 series out of Luke Cage. Cause you get the Cottonmouth story, then you get the Diamondback story. Okay. That could have been, and he dies in episode 7. I'm like, shit. Like you could have just stretched that shit out till 8, and then that could have been 8. Like me and my sister brought that up. We were like. Maybe the show should be 8 and then Defenders should be 13.
Okay, very much. But go ahead.
The other thing I was going to say is this. The only thing about Defenders that I really liked about it is because it was a great device that the movies can't do. It was a great device that the movies can't do. What they did was there were small elements that needed to be hashed out in the shows that weren't hashed out that were still there and open. And Defenders closed a lot of those to basically assure that when we actually saw the next season of these shows, we weren't wallowing in old shit. So like you got the whole stick dying, you didn't need stick past this because this is what he been talking about.
Yeah.
And then like
that's gonna change the paradigm of that show though.
The whole thing, yeah. All the shows are gonna change. I'm excited to see.
And like, Electra, is she live or dead? I don't know.
That Misty with the arm thing.
Yeah.
Because I saw the picture for Luke Cage too. Have you seen it?
Yeah, I seen that. Joke.
Yeah, so it's like they got a lot out of it. And I think that when we look at it, they were like, "That's not written well." And I'm like, "No, but you still gotta look at it. It's still fat.
It's puzzled well.
It's put together well. Because we say it was like, oh, it wasn't exactly what we wanted. I was like, but these people still, like the guy who ran the show, still had to please 4 other people. He still had to make sure there was 4 other people.
Yeah,
was gonna be they able to tell their story after,
True.
And the way they made it well, like they made it. I like that. I like that concept. I like the concept of the hand being gone. Because now that the hand's gone, we can get a real deal.
We will hold on. It might not be.
You know what I mean?
Because that old lady, that old Asian lady,
yeah, she lied.
Yeah,
I mean, but I'm saying now that hand thing,
it's diminished.
The hand thing is diminished to the point now where like I can get a real Daredevil story, which we will get, which is the one where the Born Again story, which is the story based on when
Still, you know, Punisher's gonna affect all this as well because he's still coming.
I don't think he's gonna change anything.
All right, yeah, because you were telling me they was gonna tell his story a little different, but I still think his last.
Karen's story will change, but that'll be it.
I still think.
And they said that
it might shake off some stuff.
They said one hero will show up, and I'm assuming they're not gonna just be cheap and create a bullshit origin in Punisher just to show a character. Either this character already existed, or
it's probably gonna be Daredevil because they had a tight relationship.
Yeah,
they had a nice relationship.
I had a question because I was looking at one of them. And one of them said, I forgot what it said. It said the Judas something for one of the episodes for Punisher, and I was like, oh, the Judas bullet from Luke Cage, and I was like, are we gonna get Luke Cage?
Good, that would be sweet.
I was trying to figure out what it was.
Because didn't they work together? I can't. Don't quote me on that.
In the comic books, they all have done things. They all in bed with each other.
And that's also another thing. Seeing that his crime seemed like it helping. Or his family got killed in Hell's Kitchen or around Hell's Kitchen, will it still be in Hell's Kitchen? Will that still be his backdrop?
I have no idea.
Because if this stuff goes on in Daredevil's background or backyard,
he has to be there.
He has to be there, or at least
no,
because he's gone, he's disappeared.
Yeah.
So, but hold on, Iron Fist is still there though, because you saw him prowling over the video.
You know, it'd be funny.
His boy told him to protect the city.
You know, it'd be cool, which I don't know they'll do. They probably won't. Iron Fist wears the Daredevil. Takes on the mantle of Daredevil when Daredevil's gone. It'd be funny to like him see Iron Fist dressed up and he thinks it's Daredevil and it's like some other person he's never met before.
That would cover it because then they wouldn't have to do it in his show.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like they have created ranges where like they don't have to wallow in shit. And that's the thing I was looking at. When I was looking at Defenders, there was shit in there. It was shit in there that I was like, these how the show should move. Mm-hmm. The pace of it was like the way that the 13 episodes should move, but you have to stretch it out because there's so many other episodes. Like that whole like when Night Nurse like I think you need to meet somebody and you cut to them meeting right then and there.
Yeah,
not cutting to that whole bunch of extra shit in between.
It was the next scene. I love that.
I love that shit. I love when like Jessica went away, found her shit, and she came back before the episode was over. Because if that was 13 episode order, they would have had her ass gone for a whole episode. Them fight without her. They would have done all that shit. Like they would have done all.
Even though they didn't show her true power, but like maybe a couple of times I hated that.
They didn't, and they didn't show the fact that they only showed it once that Luke can his skin can like hit a sword. Yeah. They only showed that like they only made it, but I was just saying I liked it more than I thought I did the first time.
Because the people that didn't really watch Iron Fist and what was it, Jessica Jones, like me, don't really know their powers or the origin story. Yeah. So not showing Jessica Jones what she could do or giving her at least a couple of episodes where you showed her like kind of lead the fight, you don't really know what she do. It's like she a detective, but I'm just saying like if you're not me or you or having a friend that knows, when you saw her in the show, you was like, why is this chick here? Like she's she's like the blonde hair girl with a little bit of power, obviously. That's basically it. Because you don't know, because they don't really showcase what she can get into.
It was a game plan for them, and I think that
I think it was just to bring her more viewers for her second season. Period.
Yeah, I think it was that for Iron Fist.
Because everybody was
now you really want to see what the fuck Iron Fist is gonna do. Because if you didn't want to watch Iron Fist now, when you see him there and he's like, yo, like, I gotta do this shit for Daredevil. Daredevil told me this shit in my ear. Now you're like, oh shit, I gotta watch season 2. Now you got to watch this shit. Like, then they made it, and I think that was a very genius a very genius plan. Like, not even if you go back to the old ones. If you watch season 2, you're gonna go back to season 1. You know what I mean? Like, if you enjoy it, you know, it was genius. Like the way that it was set up, and I think people are like, oh, it's not exactly what we want. I was like, yo, the first Avengers doesn't have shit on what Defenders did for those characters. I'm not talking about a story. I'm not talking about the story. I'm not talking about the movies. I'm not talking about the effects. I'm not talking about all that stuff. I'm not talking about box office. I'm not talking about views. I'm talking about the advancement of the characters
and how they showed the different color tones when they were introducing them.
The advancement of the character development while self-containing it, while putting all the characters in the position to actually be the characters
and promoting their other shows.
It was genius. This shit was done geniusly.
It was. I cannot debate that there. But to another sidebar, even though we're still talking about the same thing, a lot of people that I talked to, including myself, the only reason they went to dive into Jessica Jones is just to see the episodes that had to do with Luke Cage, because they were just thinking that, you know, it was her show was there to introduce him. Because I still haven't watched it, but the like 1 or 2 episodes that I did watch, I was like, I'm glad I didn't watch this.
It's good.
I'm okay with that.
You should watch it. I think you should watch
it. I went back and watched some of the Iron Fist joints, like some of the meatier ones. But besides that, I could be like,
the flow of Iron,
that joint should have been that shit should have been like an 8-6.
The flow of
episodes, 8-6 episodes.
The flow of Iron Fist was not done correctly to me, but I think that's just me. But the thing about it is, Jessica Jones was dope. That's not my favorite one. It's not my least favorite, because I think Iron Fist is still my least favorite.
Both of them are tied for the least favorite on my scale.
No.
Right here. My tunnel vision. Like I said.
You gotta watch it because what plays...
Them two are the least...
No, the only reason I say that is only because the hand... only reason I say that because the hand is so important to... knowing what the hand can do and what they're doing.
True.
It's like... Because if you got all your hand from just Daredevil, you don't know how deep it really runs. You just think there's a whole bunch of ninjas doing shit. Like, that's the thing about it. Even though you got 2 seasons... But I think that what they did was genius. I think they went in and they did what like a lot of these companies should do and these movie companies don't do. They were like, what do y'all want to do? And they were like, we want people to watch this. We want people to watch this and this and this. Mm-hmm. And then they were like, well, we're going to make the story about the Iron Fist. Mm-hmm. Subconsciously giving you Iron Fist. Basically, like, you kind of don't even really need to watch the Iron Fist when you watch this. Good. But at the same time, it does make you want to see what he does now. Like, it doesn't even really make me want to see what Jessica does now. But that made me want to see what Iron Fist does now.
But one thing I do need to say, I would like to say thank you, because I wasn't even planning on watching Daredevil, because the movie had the Daredevil movie and Elektra had really pooped it for those characters for me. So I really wasn't going to watch that either. It was just going to be Luke Cage.
That time frame pooped a lot of superhero
movies. So like, I was just going to watch Luke Cage and Defenders, and if they ever brought out a Punisher, I was not going to touch Daredevil. But he's the one who talked me into that joint. I watched the joint and I loved it. I truly enjoyed it. Yeah. And I'm going to say something right here live on news that ain't nobody ever heard before and come out my mouth. I put it before Luke Cage, man. And a lot of people like, what? You put him above black superhero with hip hop? What are you doing? I was like, yo, he had 2 solid seasons, dog. And it was like, every time he got me at a point where I'm like, oh, this is dragging, he pulled me right back up. The other shows be dragging, and I'm like, dang, 2 episodes? You just got me slugging through the mud in this joint. The second Daredevil started getting you slow, it threw a little jab in there to be like, keep up. We good. Yeah. Like, they didn't let you ever get to your full low. Like, oh my God, I'm not watching this next episode. That joint was a drag. It never gave you that point where it's like, it was perfect, because every time it got to a point, even when it got into Punisher, and it wasn't a lot of action, but it was a lot of standstill, chess piece, and talking, it was interesting. I was like, hold on, shh, turn it up. I need to hear that. Rewind it. Like, I was really paying attention. It wasn't like, I ain't gonna care. Yeah. It don't matter what they talking about.
No, it was good.
It was definitely great. I know we give y'all a lot of Defender news, but we got to give you the news that's out there to give you. We got other news and other shows, stuff coming out there in the works. We got it all written down, put in our heads, whatever. Just tune into our channel, man. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that share button. Leave a comment, leave a like, all that good stuff. We got other videos up there. Please check them out. This is your boy C Brown signing out, and your boy Mike. And we do this, baby. It's Tunnel Vision on Dunkin' on Sports. We do this. Thanks for tuning in. Peace.